Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you three unique perspectives from varying skill range. I am the decision maker of this episode. Andrew, with me, the one who makes all the bad choices. Keith.
Goodbye. Hello.
And of course with us, our indecisive one, Liz.
Hey guys.
And this week was a listener request, which has also been a very cursed game for us. We had a listener request, so thank you so much, Bill from Columbus, Ohio, who recommended that we play As Dusk Falls by Interior Night. As Dusk Falls is a narrative-driven story that explores the entangled lives of two families across 30 years in a small town in Arizona. But going around, Liz, I'm really curious about you. Because our listener did message us after he requested we did this, apologizing because he forgot that this game's very intense. So,
which is very nice. Yep. Thank you.
But what'd you think of it, Liz?
Well, so for me, when we did the E3, I said I did not want to play this game. Yep. It's like one of three that I just did not want to play, and so we had a couple people that were going to play it and record with you guys, and it kept falling through. And then Andrew's like, hey, Liz, remember that game you didn't want to play?
Yeah, now Alyssa requested it, so you had to play it.
And do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I did a walkthrough. I do not like things that make me sad. I do not like feeling anxious. And this game, the second I booted it up, I was like, nope, that's the way I'm going to play it, because otherwise I'm not going to play it.
I remember you told me, literally the first choice, there's like these big crossroad moments.
Because there's no backstory. It's like you have to choose between like your wife and your dad. And I was just like, what does this mean?
It's same with your wife or go with your dad. You're like,
Well, because I was like, there's a robbery that's going to happen. Is this going to affect if someone gets injured or killed? And so for me, like, I liked the story. For me, this is one of those, like, just make it a movie. You know, because the characters look just like the actors. The voice acting was great. I just didn't want to make the decisions. And same with, like, I also looked up on YouTube the best choices that you can make, and there are multiple videos where I'm watching it, and those are the best.
That's a spoiler. Stop with the spoilers already. You are already doing spoilers.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I looked up on YouTube.
I'll just edit it out. No, just keep going. I'll just beep it out.
But anyway, so I'm like, if that is the best decision, I don't want to play this game. And so I told Andrew, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to play this game if this is like the best case scenario. And he's like, that doesn't have to happen. So I ended up having to search through different walkthroughs. I finally found one that actually had good choices. And then it was fine. So the gamer pass, sorry, let's get back to that. It's a personal pass for a game, for like the gameplay and all that. But I did enjoy the story. I think that if you aren't like me, you don't get anxious, or you don't like sad things, like this is a great story. And so I would recommend it, just not for someone like me. So I guess in the middle.
Okay. So I think for me, I would say when we first looked at it, I saw, okay, this is a story game. I think I interpreted it a little differently. I thought the multiplayer was different than it was. But really, all that aside, is I saw a story-driven game. And I said, I don't know about this. It looks like it's got weird animation. Or not animation, but just, I don't know, weird camera stuff. And it does. And that's kind of the one thing I don't like. But I actually enjoyed it. I didn't have a ton of desire to go back and change a lot of outcomes and replay a lot of the story. But I liked my one-time playthrough. But I also like that it gives you a reason to go back and play it again if you really want to. So all that to say, I actually came out of this as a game for me. Yeah.
So for me, this is a definite game. So I was with you guys too. Like at first, my biggest turnoff was the animation style, but I actually liked that they went with this animation style. I'll explain more when we get into the graphics part. But I think As Dusk Falls was actually really cool. I was really gripped by the story. So, like I said, this was kind of a cursed episode because, Liz didn't want to play, and we had a bunch of our friends play it. So we're like, hey, cool, let's try to get a bunch of people on this episode. We literally been trying to record this episode since this game has come out, but like literally just constant scheduling issues that we've never been able to get people on. So I'm glad, Liz, you finally joined us on this journey. But one thing I loved about As Dusk Falls, Keith mentioned, there's multiplayer, and it's really not like super, I don't know, it didn't add too much for gameplay. But it was actually pretty cool. So I did this with my friend Mason, So this game first came out. We were up in Massachusetts. So I didn't have my Xbox, but I was like, oh, this game came out. It's just kind of meant to be fun drama because we just wanted to have a drinking night, just kind of chill out and just drink. So I was like, oh, this is kind of a story. And the multiplayer was actually kind of cool. So you download an app for anyone who is joining in. So one person obviously is a controller, and anyone else downloads an app. And their screen's kind of like a logo of As Dusk Falls. And it's kind of a voting situation. So this game is very much a choose your own adventure. So there's moments where things happen, and if you're playing multiplayer, people can kind of pick. But it was actually a lot of fun.
This is a terrible drinking game. I would not pick this.
We'll get into it then. But also, too, so before we also get into this episode, so this episode will be relatively quick. It's going to be our quick reviews, spoiler-free, Liz. Try to go through the review. And at the very end, we'll do a spoiler cast.
I feel like we can't even talk about story at all.
No, we can't.
Without, I mean, very minimal because...
you just say what you thought of it.
I know, I'm just saying that part's going to be very quick because some of the main things that, like, there's some big ones that we did differently and I think are really interesting. I'm just saying the story it's not going to be as interesting until the spoilers. Because Andrew, you kind of came at me about one of mine, so
you make it seem like I threatened you.
You were shocked. I will say that. So
we'll get into the story here. So as I said, for me, like the story hooked me. I think it was a bit of a slow burn at first. To me, it was just kind of it's a robbery, and people are kind of like things are just kind of going bad from worse. But like the first thing that kind of made me intrigued about this game was, there's multiple choices you can do, blah, blah, blah. A lot of games have done this. More importantly, for me, the big games that kind of have you pick and choose kind of what you're going to do are the Telltale series games. The Walking Dead, they did Game of Thrones, they did a Batman. But they do these games, and you can kind of make choices, but I didn't find the choices to have a lot of weight. But right away, I knew this game would actually have a lot of weight to it because do you guys remember how big of a size of a download this game is?
No.
Yeah, it's 56 gigs. This game is massive.
Jeez, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it is like 56 gigs. It is huge. So clearly there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of choices and routes you can do in this game. Because that's what I first was like, oh, no way this game's that big. But as soon as I saw that download size, I'm like, why is this game 56 gigs? Because it's not graphics. It's just 2D, so it's like it can't be graphics. But it's clearly voice acting and dialogue is why this game's so massive. But yeah, I thought overall the story was really intriguing, especially by the end. There was a couple moments. Me and my friend Mason were getting in debates for choices. I'm like, we should not do this. But I thought the way the story went was fantastic.
I got invested very early on, and I think that's what really did the game justice and made me want to play, even though I didn't want to play. So for me, I told you guys earlier, I immediately wanted to know the backstory with the wife and the husband. And then I developed a hate of, and I don't really hate people, but I hated at least one of these characters, I tell you.
You can say his name. That's not a spoiler.
It's not a man. Do you know what? There's a couple characters that I hate. But it's there's also
man, you're like, actually no, a lot of men suck.
There's this element of nature versus nurture, and you actually kind of feel bad for people who are making bad decisions.
So the mom.
And so, listen, we're not getting into any spoilers right now.
It's not a spoiler. It's just saying you hate someone. It's not a spoiler. Just don't say why you hate them.
The mom, not the criminal mom,
the Holt mom,
the Hulk.
Oh,
yeah, that's her name, the Holtz.
Oh, Holt. I thought you were saying Hulk. Yes, and I will get into it later. There's an evil in that woman that I just want to slap right out of her. I tell you, but so for me, I felt bad for characters that I felt like maybe I shouldn't be feeling bad for. My emotions were all over the place where I felt bad for so many characters, and I just wanted to say, stop, don't do that. So yeah, for me, I definitely I wanted everyone to have a happy ending, except for some people. So I guess not everyone.
But no, I agree, Liz. Yeah, some of these characters, just the dialogue that's going on, I think the acting, we're going to obviously get more into the voice acting, but everyone does such a great job with their roles. And yeah, some of the choices that end up playing out, this is obviously some of the debate me and my friend Mason were having, where I'm just like, I don't like this person, but Mason's like, no, we need to do this. It's like, ugh.
Well, I made the mistake of thinking that the game wanted you to play a certain way, there was a particular scene before I had to make a decision that made me think that the game was guiding me. And this was a decision that Andrew was really shocked about. And so for me, I quickly learned, though, that the game, you can play, there's actually a YouTube video of like all evil choices. Like they make the game like an evil story. And they pick all like the nasty decisions. And so I thought that was really, I didn't watch it. I was too nervous. But so for me, like that's why with the gameplay, I just, I kind of messed up at the beginning with that.
I like that even like the bad choices in a video, Liz couldn't bring herself to watch, let alone choose them in the game.
You're not even picking it. You're like, no.
I just thought of something that I really wanted to bring up because this.
As long as it's not a spoiler.
It's gameplay. I know we're in story right now, but for me, so there's a lot of quick time events, and which I did like. I love that they had one for like people like slow reaction, so they made it easier for you. Thank you, game. Because I really don't know if I could play the game if it didn't have that. But the quick time events that you hit A, sometimes it didn't say you had to hit A. So usually you
hit. Would it just say mash?
No, so you always showed the thumbstick. And I would always use that and it would always work. And then once it said it had the A next to it, but it showed the thumbstick. So I was like, do I hit both? And then it would always show me the thumbstick, but it would never say A, but sometimes you'd have to hit A instead of the thumbstick. It was very rare that I'd have to hit A, but it happened at least 4 times. And so for me, like if you are playing this game and there's quick time events and the left thumbstick isn't working, it's A.
So, Liz, you said that you felt like the story was trying to direct you in a route?
Just because of that one scene before I made that decision. And like I said, I can't tell you because it's a spoiler. But
we'll get into the spoiler part. But
no, but I'm saying it was a scene before I made a decision that made me think that, like, people...
Chapter 1?
I don't know. It's the one that you were shocked about, if that helped. Yeah. But yeah, so for me, it's just like people have different ideas of morality with certain issues. And so for some people it would say like you need to do this, like that's their morality choice. And so I was like, maybe that's where the people that made the game are directing me.
See, I never felt like the game was directing me with the story.
Maybe it was my heart that was really sad.
Oh, probably. Yeah, it never felt like...
That makes a lot more sense.
Because I thought this game really felt like you do you. What would you want to do? Because like that's what I loved about the story was I felt like there was so many times where I'm like, I know it's kind of evil to try to shoot this person or to like, I don't know, run away from this person or ditch this person or do this kind of thing. But I'm like, I really want to because I think that guy's a jerk. Like just kind of something random. I'm like, I know in real life I probably wouldn't do this, but I kind of want to. I
also think that there was some, I don't even know if I should say this, unrealistic things that were happening with the police. I don't think that the police reaction was realistic at all. Or I guess, do you know what? There have been instances where people react poorly to situations, but this is the worst I've ever seen. So for me, I thought that was very unrealistic. But it makes sense if there's a spoiler, so I can't really. I can't do this. I'm not going to talk about story anymore because I just.
Well, we should probably let Dave talk here.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But yeah, so Dave, what did you think of the story of As Dusk Falls? Did it grip you at all?
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was a little slow to start, but I thought it was really good overall. It did grip me as it went through.
Did you feel like the game was directing you, or do you felt like you could kind of do what you wanted to do?
I felt it was directed. That they were leading you in a certain direction.
Oh, really? Oh. I felt like it was a little more.
You were so ready for it to be 3 against 1.
No. So I'm in the middle, because I do, and I'm. So maybe this is more of a question. When you say directed, like I feel like there was a direction on what was the quote unquote like morally right decision, but I don't like there was no wrong choices because you couldn't lose. There was no point where I was like, oh, game over, you chose the wrong thing.
That's true.
But you could lose people.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but there was nothing that made you. I mean, I haven't scoured every single achievement. I'm not trying to jump ahead on that, but I guess maybe if there's an achievement for like not losing any characters or something, sure, I guess there is that. But as far as the game went, I felt like I was the one really controlling it. And without spoiling anything that he said in it, Bill, who had requested this game and made us our awesome logo that Andrew put up for it, is that like my decisions changed. There was points in the game and at the beginning I was making these choices and I felt like I was timid with my characters, like going along, but like I built confidence and I started standing up to people and making harder decisions that I didn't want to make at the beginning. And that was what I think actually drew me in and drove me so much more. Is I didn't like the characters. I didn't really like anyone. I thought they were all kind of jerks or annoying in some way. They were all flawed, I guess. But I don't know. I was drawn in to like change how I made my decisions.
I agree. Like that's exactly kind of how I felt. Because like I said, I was playing with my friend Mason, and we were very much like, oh, Jay, we want him to kind of try to stand up against his bigger brothers that are kind of bullying him. Same with like Vince, the first guy you play, the father. We're like, yeah, because first, his dad, like the grandfather, was saying like, oh, you're just a pushover your whole life. So me and Mace were like, no, we're gonna make this guy tough. And it was just like I felt like the same way, where we had a vision for these characters, and I thought it was like really cool. I never felt like the game was trying to convince you to do that, because like that was the thing in real life. Would I fight against armed robbers? No, probably not, because whenever you're just being stupid and just fighting people, they're gonna shoot you. Like if you just comply, just let them go and just let them finish, you're gonna be safe. So I'm like, in real life, I wouldn't do this, but I felt that way with the character, where I wanted to be stronger with him.
So do you think it was unrealistic, the choices and the things that were happening?
I would say no, because obviously that happens in situations where people fight back.
No, and I don't know, without spoiling too much, I mean, some of the things you find out about some of these characters, I don't know. Like, I grew up in a small town, but I didn't grow up in a small town in the middle of Arizona.
Yeah.
Where there's like 50 people in a 20 square mile radius. That seems to be the vibe. So I can't speak to knowing what that life is like, but I don't know. I think some weird stuff like that can go on. There's people who are crooked that you wouldn't expect to be evil, and I don't know. Everyone's kind of just out to save themselves in a place like that, I feel like.
I feel like so many of us keep trying to tiptoe in like spoilers. So let's try to like speed this up then. So gameplay, as we've said, majority of the times it's just making choices. Do you want to go with this person? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do this? Really simple. A lot of it's filled with minor choices, which is just, hey, what kind of dialogue choice do you want to say? Do you want to do this? Every once in a while, there's big choices, and those are called crossroads. And those are when the path really starts to diverge into different routes as to where your characters are going. So those are kind of the big major ones. And then every once in a while, as Liz said, there's quick time events. You're sneaking through a house, or you're trying to open a door, or you're wrestling a gun, like something kind of simple. But yeah, Liz, you did mention, which I thought was really nice. This game is highly encouraged that you kind of play with your friends, or you stream it and play with your, while broadcasting. Because like I said, all you have to do is just download an app. So you could stream this game on Twitch or Facebook or whatever, and people can just jump in and play. And it's kind of cool of like how you want to like vote on things. But there is an option to extend the QuickTime event timers, which me and Mason did. I kind of think we didn't. I wish we didn't, because some of them were so easy. And I would have kind of liked to see what would have happened if we failed. Because did you guys have any issues with the QuickTime events? Did you find them just really easy?
I did, kind of.
Well, you found it easy?
No, I didn't extend the time on them, but sometimes if it was like push up, for instance, if I did like diagonally up, it would count it as a miss.
Oh.
I mean, it can change the gameplay or the story a lot if you mess up.
Yeah.
So that's why but I didn't pause during those moments, but when it came to making the decisions, I paused it like a lot. And that's the great thing though, where like if you're unsure, you can pause. The crossroads are unlimited time, but I think the other ones were timed.
Yeah, the minor story dialogue stuff are timed. You usually have like 10 seconds.
But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that you can pause.
One of the things I was going to say, does it always tell you when you're at a crossroads?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like those ones did. But I thought there were some that were like game changers or whatever that wouldn't necessarily tell you. I can't remember. But I will say that overall, I don't think I struggled too much with the QuickTime events. But I like it because it didn't fail. It just changed the story. And sometimes unexpectedly, right? Because without spoiling anything, I was at a situation where I found myself fleeing, and I'll leave it at that, with a character at a time and a place. And I happened to miss one of the QuickTime events, and I think I was going to get away if I had hit all my quick time events, but instead I had this pretty tough situation that I found myself in. And we can talk about it more in the spoilers, but I go back to this weird, it's a video game and there is no consequences, but I found myself going, I don't want to make that decision. And I made a really hard decision because it was harder to make the other one. It was, I don't know, it was an experience, and I appreciated that.
I also noticed in some of the situations, like there'd be like maybe 2 or 3 options, and then an additional option would appear after a few seconds, which was interesting.
Yeah. Because one time I clicked it as it was appearing, and I was like, oh crap, I would have wanted that one.
The appearing one was always the one not always, but it seemed to be a good option in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Almost like giving you a benefit for like taking a pause to like think for a moment,
or not pausing.
Like,
the
hey,
game
your
to
character's
cheat, like Liz.
Yeah, it's almost like adding a sense of realism. Like you give your character a moment to like have a bit of composure before they answer, and they're a little less spontaneous. It's a better thought out response, maybe. I don't know.
All right, so yeah, when I played with Mason, we did the QuickTime event extenders, and I found it way too easy. But it kind of made sense because, like I said, when you play with friends, one person uses the app, so you never know if there's going to be a lag issue. So that's why we ended up doing the extender. But I thought I don't know, I thought it was kind of fun. Did any of you guys do the multiplayer at all?
No.
No, just solo for me.
I'm I guess the only one with friends here.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys are about my only friends I talk to, so.
But to give a little more detail on like the multiplayer, like I said, when it comes to the minor choices, you can kind of pick what you want. So if I picked a choice, my friend Mason would pick a choice, and since it was only 2 of us, it was a 50-50 split. So the game would actually pick random between the 2 choices.
I was going to ask that if they went with the person that booted up the game or if it was whoever hit it first.
Yeah, it would be 50-50, which was actually interesting because sometimes I'm like, I kind of like that choice, but I also want this choice. So sometimes we'd purposely pick 2 different ones, and we're like, well, let's see what the game goes with.
Oh.
And so, yeah, and then we'd do a quick like flip through, and it would pick one. But there's also, too, there's an opportunity to override. So you have a set limited number of overrides that each person has. So if you're like, hey, I want to do this, but if someone's like, no, I really want to do this, you can use one of your override buttons and override everyone else's choices and make sure that you definitely get your choice. The only thing is, I don't think crossroads could be override. Those always had to be unanimous. So a couple of the major crossroads, me and him literally had to sit for like 15 minutes and argue and discuss as to where we're going with the story.
Was there ever a time where like the person that got their way was like, oh crap,
yes.
Sorry.
Oh, there was a couple where I got kind of annoyed with him because I was like, that was a dumb choice. Why did we do that? So I think multiplayer was a lot of fun. I actually thought this was a fun drinking game because we weren't getting like hammered or anything like that, but it was just fun to relax, kind of sit and watch the story and like the quick.
You found this game relaxing.
Oh no, it may be intense. But no, it was fun. It was a fun evening because we first started playing it, and we didn't know if we could actually continue it later on because like I had to leave. But then we ended up staying a little bit longer. So I called him up. I was like, I'm still here. Let's go. Let's finish this game. Let's go. And so we were able to meet up again and quickly finish the game. But no, it was a fun time. But yeah, so I want to get into the art style. So this is probably the most divisive element I think of this game. So anyone who sees this game, the art style is kind of weird because it's 2D, it's kind of watercolor, and the characters don't have animations. It's these weird stills of the character that'll kind of change every once in a while, but it's not like continuous animation. I personally did not like the animation. I remember we said this in our E3 episode that it turned me off the most on this game, but when I played it, I actually really liked it. I don't know if you guys did, or did it still kind of rub you guys the wrong way?
I kind of felt like you did, where when I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to like that. And then I think it was what they did with the characters' faces. Like, I thought right away, I think that these faces are based off of actors because they were so well done. And so for me, I got used to the graphics, and then I ended up really loving them. And you made a really good point. Or wait, did you? I don't know if you just told me or if you said it in the podcast where
I probably told you.
You really liked that you didn't have to watch somebody walking up the stairs.
Yeah.
It was just like stills, and it made the game go by faster. So I really like the graphics.
Yeah, I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like them. I got used to them, I think, as I played, but I don't think I liked it. It was still weird, and there were still certain periods where I found it distracting. But for the most part, once I got into the story, I just didn't notice as much. It was something I could get over pretty easily.
Yeah, I think too, with like when you look at like the quality of the graphics, the stills and stuff are amazing, but then there are like little cutscenes that they have with like a car driving and the graphics get real bad.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that
it's very few and far between.
yeah, cars are animated and like objects are animated.
And
The characters aren't.
yeah, the driving scene was really bad, but I
Yeah.
also like the environments that they're in. I think they did a fantastic job with. So that's why overall, I really did enjoy them. Like the trees and you really felt like you were immersed in the.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, that's where I think I'm more inclined like Dave. Like and it's a weird thing. I think the art itself is good. It's the way they choose to animate it still is a little off-putting, but I agree with you, Andrew. I like that it kind of makes some otherwise mundane scenes just kind of happen.
Yeah.
And they carry on the dialogue. The story keeps carrying on. It's really the dialogue that matters anyways. But yes, the decision, and actually I'm still torn about it, but yes, the decision to fully animate vehicles was strange to me. Because they're not animated well. They kind of just slide along.
It kind of looks like a goofy toy car kind of thing. How it kind of slides.
It's kind of weird, but also I think it would feel even weirder with the stop motion. So it's like they had to animate it, but I just wish they could have done a little bit better. Like maybe like throw on 2 more gigabytes to this 56 gigabyte game and like better animate the vehicles. Like maybe make it look like a tire spinning or something. But it's one of those things that, like I said, it's like we talk about with a lot of things. The game wasn't dependent on those graphics. It wasn't dependent on all of that. It was dependent on the dialogue, which I think they did an excellent job with. It was dependent on the voice acting, which I think they did an excellent job with. And really, that's it.
Yeah.
The music even is there, but it's really just there. I think
You got that nice
I kind of forgot about
jazzy
it.
acoustic song at the beginning. The
I
female
thought I
singer.
really liked it. I remember thinking that like it really set the tone.
It does, yeah.
And so for me, like it's actually been like a hot minute since I've played it. What has it been, like 2 weeks? So it's hard to remember.
It's been like 1 week. Oh, no,
No, because we for once are finally ahead. I think I remember really liking it, setting the tone, and then of course the voice acting was just top notch.
Voice acting is phenomenal. Like like everyone, because that's what we're saying with like the gameplay of like hearing these characters kind of play out. I feel like just about everyone kind of has a sense of like, I want to make this person do this. I want this person to win, or I want this person to lose. And I think it's just a good show of how good the voice actors were.
Well, you know what it doesn't do too, because it's all kind of on rails by the story and the animation. None of the dialogue overlaps.
Yeah.
You get all of the dialogue start to finish. And I know that's something we complain about a lot, and it doesn't do that.
You complain about a lot. Or no, actually, no, sorry.
We
do.
all complain about it.
You just complain about dialogue, period.
Don't silo me. That is true, but don't silo me on that complaint.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I've never heard that before. Don't silo me.
I haven't heard that either.
What is that?
Put me in a silo, like by myself.
Is this a thing? I don't know if I've heard this. Have you heard this, Dave?
Is this like from a movie or?
I don't know maybe I just made it up, but I feel like that's.
Have you heard this, Dave?
I haven't heard it. It makes sense. It could
Makes
be a
sense.
thing.
Yeah, just put someone in an asylum by themselves. Sure. Okay. I like both ways
Verb.
either Googling this now.
Silo, verb, isolate. There. Boom. Don't isolate me.
Okay. Yeah, abbreviation for isolate, silo, I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying. I didn't make this up on the spot. This is a thing people say.
I mean, if you did, I was actually going to be kind of impressed. Because, like, it kind of makes sense, but it's like, it's also kind of weird.
I feel like this is just for farmers.
All I know is I feel so justified, and that's all that matters.
Good job, Keith.
That's where they had
Thank you.
time out. That's why they say don't silo.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, I thought the voice acting was. I mean, if the voice acting wasn't good, this game wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Just straight up, the voice actors did a good job conveying what was going on. Like you said, I didn't feel the graphics necessarily were always, putting the weight on the situations that they needed to, and I think that's where the dialogue and the voice acting came along and was really good and helped.
Yeah. So, achievements.
Yeah, Dave. I didn't look up yours. I don't know if we're friends on Xbox. Are we?
I don't know. Probably not. You're not friends in real life either.
But Andrew, because you what?
She just learned
This
that.
is when I'm first learning about that. Okay.
Dave didn't even follow the podcast on Facebook until like 3 months ago.
That's not true. I've been following you guys for a while.
All right, 6 months.
4.5.
Don't silo him, Keith.
I absolutely will.
So Andrew, you played under Mason's account, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
because
so I
it says
got,
that
like,
you have 70 gamer score with 4 out of 50 achievements. Keith, 580, 25 achievements, and then me, number 1, 590 with 27 achievements. That never
Dang,
happens.
Liz.
For achievements overall, though, the game's fine. I don't know if I recommend it for achievement hunters. Because as Liz is saying, you're getting about 500 gamer score from one playthrough. You definitely got to play at least like 2, maybe 3 times. The game's only about 6.5 hours long, so it's not crazy long. But so I don't know. If you're an achievement hunter, I guess kind of decide if this is worth your time. Achievements at least are easy. You just kind of
I think it's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it might not be one for like an overall completionist type of achievement hunter, but if you just want 600 quick score within 5 to 6 hours
Yeah.
for a pretty casual gameplay, that's actually not a bad yield. That's my opinion.
That's a good
at
point.
least.
That's a good point.
All right, so let's quickly give our quick review and score, and then let's get into the spoilers. Because we got a lot to discuss.
Which is why we're all really here, right?
This is why people really are listening to this episode. So I'll go first. For me, like I said, this is a definite game. I thought As Dusk Falls was a lot of fun. I first was turned off by the art style, but it really grew on me the more I watched it. And it didn't faze me anymore. And to me, it made the story flow a lot quicker just because it didn't bother you with just unnecessary dialogue or scenes of people walking. But yeah, the voice acting's great. The story really had me gripped. It just took... It's just a little bit of slow burn. After I feel like you complete chapter 2, is like when you really start to go, okay, this is getting interesting. Like I'm liking this twist. There's a lot of mystery, and I'm more excited to see where the game's gonna go after, because there are some loose ends that are kind of hinted at, and I'm really looking forward to a sequel or expansion or something, because I thought this game was a blast, and I recommend it for multiplayer too. For me,
Oh, you didn't give a score.
I'm gonna give it a solid 90.
So I was thinking the same thing as far as them adding on expansions, whatever, new games, whatever. I think that could be done, and I'd actually be on top of it. Or I would play it. I would be excited for it. I'm kind of in the same boat as far as the animation. I think I came up with this best analogy of the way it makes sense for me is like it's like having subtitles on TV. The more I have it on, I almost forget that they're there, but I'm still reading them. Whether it's because I just want to chew chips loudly or because I'm watching a movie in a different language, I kind of forget that I'm reading them, and that's kind of what the art style came to the more I played it. I kind of just forgot that it was bothering me. I didn't enjoy it, but I forgot that it was there. So all that to say, the art style wasn't the most important thing, and that's not what I cared about. Everything else about the game and what I normally don't like as far as dialogue and gameplay, it did a great job, and I don't really want to go back and make all the choices like I said, but I enjoyed my playthrough, and I think it's worth at least one time through. And if you really like it, go back and play more. It's not a bad time, and there's a lot to uncover, I think. So yeah, I even dare say it's an a definite game for me, and I would give it an 88.
I like your analogy, Keith, about the graphics. So I thought the voice acting was great. I think the story was really good. I thought the choices probably had more weight than any game I can remember in recent memory. Yeah. And so I liked it a lot. Again, graphics were just kind of meh for me. I'd give it an 82. There's some people I wouldn't recommend this game for, but as a whole, it's a really good game, really good story.
And you were really quiet at the beginning. So is this a game for you? Or is it a pass? I mean, 82 is a good score. I assume it's a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
So I'm going to give it an 89, which is funny because why are you laughing? What did I do?
I was laughing at how you said, Dave, you're really quiet at the
Yeah.
beginning. As if we're just going to ignore that Dave joined us halfway through.
It took me a while to understand what you were saying. I'm like, was my audio not coming through? I was like, oh, no, never mind.
I'm going to give it an 89. For me, some of the choices and things were a little, not unbelievable, but I had some issues with some minor things. And it's funny because I said at the beginning that it's in the middle for me, whether it's a game or a pass, but just because this type of gameplay where you're making these big decisions is never going to be for me. But I thought the game was really great. And so for me, like it's a high score. 89 is pretty high, but I'm still not convinced it's a game for me. And looking at Metacritic for the Xbox Series X, it's 77 and 7.6. And one thing that I saw a lot of people were writing was that this was a PowerPoint presentation. That's what everybody referred it to.
It's not.
There were
that.
so many comments saying PowerPoint, and people like was shouty like capitals and like so.
Have you ever been on the internet? Because it's definitely not like a vacuum tube of people repeaing each other
Or being reasonable.
They never do that.
I do feel you could make this game in PowerPoint, though.
I probably could be that. I can't actually argue with that. But
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Do that for your school project.
This is the game I built.
It would probably be less memory.
It'll be less download size. Oh, but there was another thing I was going to quickly mention. Did you guys ever notice the voice actor for Vince? Did he sound familiar?
He did.
Yes.
What game do you remember who we played with him?
Oh, from a game? A lot of them are like actors.
We literally just played a game where
I
he
mean,
was a
voice actors are actors. I didn't mean it in a negative way. That's not. Oh, I said that
I
wrong.
feel like I probably already looked it up if I noticed it, so it's been a while.
I don't know.
It was literally the last game we played. He was Prometheus in Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Oh, wow. I would not have recognized him from that.
Oh, really? I was surprised. To me, I think it's such a distinct voice. But anyway, so that was our quick review. So now, if you don't want any spoilers...
Get out of here!
Oh, wait, sorry. Before we actually get into this, we had a couple listener reviews. So thank you so much, Javier from Nerd Talk Plus. For his review, he said, I really enjoyed what I've played so far. I'm 3 episodes in. I'm playing it all on my phone, and I can't handle it on my TV. The art style messed with me in a large format, but I've been enjoying it over the cloud. Which, this is a fantastic cloud game, if you haven't done that. And our listener, Bill, who recommended this game, said, overall, I enjoyed the depth of the characters. I find myself changing my choices as I continue to learn more about each of the characters. Which, that's generally was my favorite thing. But, so let's get into spoilers here.
Now, do we want to start at the beginning or, like, the biggest choices that...
So, right after the beginning...
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I have an important question.
Okay.
Liz.
Oh, geez.
Did you go with the dad or stay with the wife? I feel like this was an important choice, and I need to know what you did. At the very first chapter.
Very first crossroads, Liz.
Did you take a walk with your dad?
Because you have to choose between your wife and your dad in the car when they're talking, or you can stay out of it. But if we're talking about walking, I went with the dad.
Okay.
Because you know what? Because like someone asked to speak to you, you're not like, oh, I'm sorry, my wife wants a back rub right now. I can't speak to you. Like that would be so awkward. It's like, no, I'll give you a back rub after. This person needs my attention for a second. Like that was just a weird decision to make.
So I don't know. In sickness and in health and all that, you stay with your spouse. Or your spouse.
Do you know what? After you find out what that woman does, I'm sorry, she can give herself a back rub, okay?
I didn't know that at the time.
So, okay. So, the game...
Maybe if you gave her more back rubs, she wouldn't have done what she did. I don't know.
What? I'm sorry that his emotional trauma was such a big deal for her. Oh, my gosh.
You are picking a fight, Keith. Don't start.
No, let's get into this because Keith wants to get with this. So this woman cheats on her husband.
Yep.
A long-term affair. Blames him for it. But while she's cheating on him, he is framed for a death, loses his career, can no longer follow his passion, his dream job. His dad tells him, after not seeing him for 30 years, that he is dying. And he's returning to his life, and his wife wants him to move to another part of the country while she's having an affair. So his life is in shambles. His career, like lawsuits, his dad coming into the picture, and so for a couple months, like he's not really feeling sexy. This woman is such a selfish piece of work. And so for me, and then she tries to blame him, and it's like, oh, well, if he gave her more back rubs, it's like maybe she should have been comforting her husband who was going through all this, and then not like having him move while cheating on him. She was cheating on him for a long time.
Yeah, she's trying to make it seem like, oh no, it was a quick thing, but it's like, no, they're giving each other pet names. Like he called her like Cupcake or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like, if you're giving each other pet names, like this is beyond an unfair.
But can I just say, I'm getting all sassy, but this is what I was talking about earlier with right before you find this out, the daughter's like, Daddy, please tell me you're not getting divorced. And so I thought that the game was telling me to keep them together.
And you stuck with the wife. No.
No, and then but it's funny because like when Andrew and I were together, and I was like, I don't care how many kids we have, what our position in life is. You cheat on me, I'm saying sayonara. I'm not dealing with that. And so, which some people like, they're all for like taking people back or non-monogamy and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, I didn't know where they were going with this. If they, don't believe in monogamy, or if they maybe their wife cheated on them and they're like, no, this is like, I forgave her. So that I didn't know where they wanted me to go.
So I kind of want to paint a picture of a little bit of my choices, because this is kind of funny with like I said. So I played with my friend Mason. So when we first started this game, the choices we wanted with Vince were like, oh, stick with your wife, because the dad's being sassy and kind of like being rude to your wife, and we're like, no, we need to stick up for our wife, be a good husband. But then, like, as it was going on, I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling good about this wife. Something's up with her. Mm-hmm. We stayed with the wife. We told the dad, no, screw you, go for a walk, like, because you were being rude to the wife. So it's like, get out of here, Dad. I'm staying with my wife. But then, like, when things are going on, I'm like, no, something's weird with this. I was like, I don't like this, Mason. I was like, I don't like this woman. So when things starts going on and gunshots are going off, the cops are busting in for the first time. This is what first argument me and Mason had, because the cops say, make a run for it. And I go, no way. Bullets are flying. Someone's going to get shot. And Mason's like, no, we're running. I'm like, no. He overrid me, so he ran. The wife gets shot. She gets shot in the gut. And so you obviously don't escape. And when you decide who can leave, because they let one prisoner go, like one hostage go, we obviously pick the wife, because I'm like, the wife's dying. She's literally bleeding out. So when she's leaving and she's on the stretcher, she's like, honey, are we going to be okay? Me and Mason were like, no, screw this woman. She's literally dying on a stretcher, and we're like, no, we're getting divorced. And we completely shut her down.
Wait,
dang,
so
on her deathbed?
Well, she lives, okay? She still lives. But me and Mason, she's obviously all sad and pathetic, like shot and bleeding. You're like, are we going to be good? And we're like, nah,
screw you.
We cheated.
I need to know, Keith and Dave, like, what did you pick?
I think I don't remember exactly how it panned out. I think I like forgave her and was like, you know what, whatever.
Did you kiss her in the past?
I think so, but I think
lame.
I can't remember. But ultimately, I think we got a divorce, though.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, and I'm pretty sure I ended up not. See, and then when the police busted in, I didn't run. The dad gets up to fight, I think. Unless that happens no matter what. But he gets knocked in the head. And so I, kind of like you did, since he was injured, I sent him out.
Oh, see, I didn't send him out.
No, I sent the daughter.
Yeah, because he put himself in that situation. He acted like an idiot. And for me, it's like, are you going to really, like, not put your kid out there because your dad acted like an idiot? I sent my daughter out.
Yeah, but I regretted that. The police were evil.
See, I wanted to send the daughter, but the wife was bleeding to death. It's like, well, you got to send the wife out.
Yeah, that's a different
situation. Yeah, you probably made the right decision either way.
But Dave, what'd you pick?
Blood on their shirt.
I did similar to Keith. I got the achievement, so I like basically ignored the affair. So I think
well, there's an achievement to also not forgive. You get an achievement either way.
Okay, well, either way, I think part of me wanted to do what I wouldn't do in real life, so I basically ignored it. Like when it was like there's basically options to ignore most of the things and just like turn a blind eye to the fact like that she was on the phone with somebody or calling somebody cupcake and stuff like that. You're just like, I'll look over here somewhere, and so I did that the whole time, and then
You just played ignorant.
I think at the end you like kind of like basically forgive her, but like because you like know but you don't know is kind of where they leave it. It basically makes that kind of storyline go away, and then I sent the dad out because he got injured in my storyline as well when the police came in. So I didn't send the daughter.
Can I ask an important question? So in the scene where the wife comes home, she brings home Chinese food, and she brings home just like 2 containers of lo mein, and that's what they both eat. Is that how normal people order Chinese food?
No,
That's no
you
food for the daughter.
order at least $75 worth, unless it's like a Chinese
Yeah.
restaurant that has the option of an actual like dish with multiple things.
Yeah, but even then, I order like 3 of those plates.
You need
'cause I want
leftovers.
a little bit of all of those things.
Yeah.
And I was like, who just orders one small
Well, that's the thing. If
side
it is-
thing for themselves? That's not okay. I had problems with both of them there. They're just
You both
not
are
my
monsters.
type of people.
If it is good
Seriously.
Chinese food, with my family, we don't get it very often, but we go all out. And so yeah, if that's his
that's exactly it.
favorite, like, come on, this is your last chance to get it too, because you're moving.
Oh, yeah?
What do you
We-
mean?
Who's your favorite restaurant?
We order for the 2 of us some nights, and they give us like 6 fortune cookies. 'Cause that's the amount of food.
That's how much I think you're ordering for.
Exactly. They're like, oh, okay, you have a family at home here. No, it's just 2 of us.
Oh yeah, me and Liz. We
But
make sure
anyway,
we
that
get
was-
scallion pancakes, crab ragout. Make sure you get some
Gosh,
wonton
scallion
soup.
pancakes are so good.
Yeah, I gotta get all that jazz.
All right, so I'm not crazy. Thank you. That's confirmed.
But our listener Bill, I made sure I asked him what he did for choice for his wife. He said he forgave her, but he made sure she felt bad for her screw up. But his thoughts were on the kid Zoe, and to make sure and he wanted to give his wife a second chance. See, I kind of felt bad too, because I felt bad for Zoe too, because obviously she's moved from states and stuff like that. But it's like, I could not forgive her. For me, my heart was for Vince. This guy lost so much.
I wish that I had gone the other way. Like I said, I thought it was leading me. But I think another situation that kind of shocked me is that, so this family, they're murderers.
The Holtz, yeah.
Yes, they are murderers. I don't think there's a situation that I found, and I did a lot of investigating, where they don't murder people. And so for me, Andrew was like, yeah, I want them to get away with it. And
No,
so, because you can reveal the cabin, you cannot reveal the cabin. I felt sympathy for Jay.
Yeah, I wanted Jay to get away with it.
Yeah.
And so my favorite characters, I wanted Vince to have a good ending. I wanted Vanessa to have a good ending. She was the girl that stuck with Jay. I wanted Jay to have a good ending. And we wanted Paul to have a good ending. Paul was like the weird mechanic custodian guy who literally wasn't in the game much, but at one point you play him. And me and our friend Mason were like,
But-
no. This guy needs to live on a tropical island and get laid. So
The
he could
problem
be
with that,
the
though,
the
is
mom.
that in order for him to have the happy ending, Sharon, the monster,
Yeah.
the mom, she has to have a happy ending.
Yeah,
This
that's what we
woman never protected her children when they were
Oh,
being
she's
abused.
awful.
Then they start trying to protect her growing up and start taking all the punches. She lets him get into gambling debt and have their lives threatened. And then she finds out that the sheriff has money. She sends her kids. This is how you know she's a sociopath. Who sends their kids with guns to rob a sheriff's house, knowing that they might die?
She didn't send the guns. The kid stole the gun.
But it doesn't matter. She
still
sent them
sent-
to
yeah.
rob a sheriff's house.
Yeah.
That is how you go to jail for a very, very, very long time.
I know.
And then she's the one that was doing most of the murdering. So for me, when you're like, oh yeah, this murderer gets away, even though like she sent her kids down this rotten path. This is what I mean with nature versus nurture, where like Dale is like a psychopath. Jay, he definitely shows that he cares.
Yeah.
So that's why I was shocked when you picked to save people in the family.
Oh, because
besides
don't get me
Jay.
wrong, I agree with you. I hate that. I hated the mom. We wish she would die or something like that. But me and Mason, we just loved Paul, and we wanted Paul to have a happy ending.
Well, because Paul seemed like he was a good
Yeah,
guy.
he was.
But I
he
just,
towed your
I
truck
don't know.
for free. He tried to help fix your car.
But was there an ending where Paul could have just turned her in right away and like
I
been
didn't look it up.
okay? I didn't try that because I think I ended up doing the same thing because I did want a happy ending for Paul. I think actually I had a pretty similar track of what I was trying to do. I liked Vince, and well, the daughter you don't really have much of a choice, but I liked Jay, and I think that was about it. Everyone else was pretty unlikable.
Well, also, like, Jay's family turns on him. And
Yeah,
the
because
mother...
you find out he's adopted, and they're like, screw the adopted kid,
Yeah,
let's
they're going to ditch him. And then they get
Yeah.
mad because I made the choice to ditch them because they were going to ditch me. But yeah, even like Sharon also, I hope that's her name. I keep calling her Sharon. She actually
missed that.
takes the motorcycle and leaves Tyler there to get arrested. This woman is like the most unloving,
Yeah, that didn't
evil
happen either.
person. Yeah, no, because he gets off the bike because one of them can get away. And she actually let him do that? Oh, I hate that woman.
That is crazy, because it's like, it was the mom's idea the whole time, and
Well, that's exactly it, though. I mean, Liz said it. She's a sociopath, but it's the Thunder Gun episode of It's Always Sunny.
I'll come back
I'll
for you.
come back for you. No, you won't.
Did anyone else have Vince die?
Vince died in your game?
Because of a
Dang.
missed
No.
quick time event. That's so when you said there's no
Dang.
repercussions, I'm like,
No! Vince, for my game, Vince opens up a flight school like he always dreamed for. Like, so to me, he had a happy ending. He divorced his wife, and now he's
got the lawsuit, got the money.
Yeah,
I'm
got
assuming.
the lawsuit, and now he's a flight attendant or a flight
That's
instructor.
what I was most afraid of because I was like, after everything that woman put him through, if she ends up with the kid, I would have been so mad.
Yeah.
And so like she's obviously being raised by this like morally corrupt woman. Ugh.
What happened, Dave? How did Vince die?
so at the fight in the pool, I missed a punch. Like it was like I said, it was like a movement up on the joystick, and it said I missed it, and he died.
He gets shot in front of the daughter? Oh my gosh.
I was like, I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Well, okay. So for me, that was always kind of my complaint. I felt like the daughter was like, because you deal with her in the future,
Right.
Like when she's like present time, and I felt like her trauma. Obviously, I've never been in this situation, but to her, like, she literally can't live a normal life. It was so traumatizing for her, and I was like, I didn't think it was like that bad of offense.
It's both the parents can die. Like
Yeah,
it's like
but if she saw her dad get blasted in front of her, then that would be like, okay, yeah, now I understand your trauma.
It made a
But
lot
like
more
to me,
sense
I'm like,
of that.
yeah, your parents are alive. They're just divorced. Like you kind of went through a rough time of a hostage situation. It's like, but you got out of it. So that's why for me, I didn't understand her trauma. But yeah, on your situation, Dave, holy crap.
I actually, because I saw like on the YouTube video, like the picture with the worst case scenario guy, it showed her at like the funeral of her parents, and
Both of
so
them die?
no,
Oh, geez.
no, he was doing the evil route, like
Yeah.
of doing like all the bad choices, and so for me, when I saw like how dramatic, her dialogue was and stuff, I figured they did it for every single like kind of game option across the board. That's why. So for me, like honestly, Dave, you even like just talking about that gets me upset.
Wait, so who shot him?
The sheriff,
It was the sheriff,
corrupt
yeah.
sheriff.
Oh, the sheriff shoots him.
Yeah, because I had a similar QuickTime event, and the difference was I guess I succeeded and I got shot in the leg.
Oh, for me, Jay shot Vince in the leg.
Oh yeah, Jay shot me too because I had taken out the
Or
sheriff.
was
Yeah.
it Jay? Now I'm forgetting.
It probably was
It probably-
Jay.
no, it was
Either
Jay.
way,
Vince didn't get shot in mine.
Yeah, Jay, he got shot in the leg in mine. Yeah, Jay shot him because they were trying to take your daughter, and as Vince, I was like, no, you're not taking my daughter, and so you fight the gun, and then Jay comes behind you with a gun, telling you to stop, and he ends up like shooting you in the leg so you don't follow.
Right. I played
Oh,
it
see-
again with the replay option, and I got shot in the leg. But
There's a replay option.
yeah, you can replay like each like from a certain point.
Just like
Oh, yeah.
previous save. Oh.
See, I think I like either put the gun down or something, and so, but then they still let you go instead of Zoe. But like again, I cheated. I knew that was gonna happen. So
Well, that's where you say, Liz, that they direct you, and I agree. Like there are certain things that are givens. Like Zoe is going to get taken.
yeah. And I want to point out too, because we're talking about how the sheriff was corrupt and how a lot of the police just did what he said and didn't really think too much of it. This whole thing, like all the scenarios are so unrealistic because, like, for instance, when they're telling there are bullets flying everywhere
Yeah,
and
the
they're
cops
like,
are awful
run.
at their job.
It's like, no, you don't sneak in a hostage situation and piss off the bad guys. They did every single thing wrong to
Well, it's
create
because
the
they were
scenario.
crooked. The sheriff. The sheriff wanted.
Yeah,
that
I don't
black
think
book.
they were exactly high trained. They were trying to get in there before the SWAT team got
Yeah.
there too. Like they didn't want actual police there. They're just a bunch of like small town
bunch of crooked cops.
like crooked people who
they
are
don't
put
watch
in place
cop
because they'll do
movies?
things.
Like, so for me, it's like, I don't think that they were like evil like the sheriff. He more said that they just like kind of turn a blind eye, but they're actually purposely endangering lives. I don't think every single cop in that town is endangering lives on purpose, but you can't tell me they don't watch movies where there's hostage situations. Like, I'm not a police officer, and I knew every single thing that they did wrong. So for me, it's like, that's just bad story writing, I think.
No, because I think
I think every cop in that situation was crooked. Whether or not that was all of them, it also was like 8 cops in a small town. That's probably about how many. Like, that's something I can say from experience, that there was like less than 10 police officers in my small little town that I grew up with. I don't think they were crooked, but there was like 10 of them. And you kind of knew who all of them were. It wasn't a mystery. So I imagine it was probably the same there. And if all of them were under the sheriff's thumb, then yeah, I don't think they really cared about saving lives, especially because even obviously like the innocent family in there, but the Holt family wasn't known around town as like, oh, that's a family you got to save.
Yeah, but the motel lady, she put all of her money into this motel. It was like her hope and dreams to, like, get enough money and for her kid and everything like that. The town must have known her and known the guy that was working with her. Somebody on that police department cared about her, because it is a small town. Somebody cared that she was a single mother trying to help her family. So that's why I don't really agree with that.
The only where I disagree though is I think that everything about this town, what everybody in this town exemplifies in some way, shape, or form, is self-preservation over anything else. And so anybody in that town was going to do what was best for themselves first above anybody else, especially the crooked ones. So I don't think it's unrealistic, at least within the storyline.
What about the suicide?
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that bit.
Did you guys the
dad who tries to kill himself, the Papa Holt,
the one that started this whole mess?
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
Did he?
He puts his family in danger and doesn't give a crap. Yeah, this evil man.
We saved him. Me and Mason saved him.
I did too.
I saved him.
I saved him.
Too. I thought for some reason it was the guy who came back, because I let the assassin go, and I thought they came back for him.
No. Yeah, okay. So that was the other thing.
But I do remember that I saved the dad too.
So that's the other thing that's crazy. Yeah, so the dad gets you, Jay, the most innocent of the kids. He's like, hey, let's bury this dead body. And then obviously the dead body is still alive. And so the guy's like, your dad's like, kill him. And it's like, why would you have your son kill him? I spared the hitman, the assassin.
Me too, yeah.
Did you guys spare him?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Our listener Bill didn't. Our listener Bill had the dad kill him. But I didn't want to murder this guy because this guy clearly seemed like he was just a messenger. And I was like, I don't want to kill this guy. But I wish we let the dad swing. I feel bad that we saved him. He was a scumbag.
And what about the Bonnie and Clyde? Did all of us have Jay on the run? Because you can escape police custody. Did everybody save Jay?
Yeah, for me, Jay was never caught.
And did he end up with the girl in the end?
So for me, this is the other character I loved was Vanessa. That was her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked her. I wanted her to get away from her dad because her dad was a bit psychotic. I felt bad for the dad because, the son died from a drug overdose. But
so he's overprotective.
Yeah, but he was, it was a bit psychotic.
But is it better for her to end up with a felon responsible for murder, or to, stay at home for 1 or 2 more years and then leave and go to college?
Well, she didn't have to stay with them. For us, she more just wanted to go on this adventure, in which I think she was safe. I never felt like she would ever be in trouble. I
thought she said like she loved him, but what I mean is like they are going to be on the run. They are not going to be able to go to college unless they find a way to have like false IDs that actually work to get into a university. It's going to be hard for them to get a job. They're going to be on the run. So for me, that's why I had her along a little bit, but then I made him say bye, because for me it just like.
She was our ride or die. We kept her the whole way.
But you said that they still don't end up together. He's like still alone in the cabin.
Yeah. So, because that was the thing. We ended up punching her ex-boyfriend. Did you guys do that?
No, because I thought that was so weird you guys did that.
Because the guy was a jerk.
I don't remember.
I was like, no, this guy.
But for me, it's like he made a proposition and it was foul and gross.
Yeah.
But she can say no. He didn't try to force her or anything. People can be pigs. It doesn't mean you punch them in the face.
Oh.
Well, see, so if I remember, I think I upset her, but she came along with me, with Jay. And the option, it was a text dialogue or whatever option you want to call it. And Jay's talking to her and he's like, oh, as soon as you agreed to come out and help me, I knew that. And it was like, you were really, you always had my back, something else. And then I knew I loved you. And I was like, whoa, that's super clingy. I kind of want Vanessa to hang out. I don't want to be a creep and be like, I'm in love with you after I'd met her like 5 minutes ago. So I was like, I know you've got my back. And then she flipped out on me. It was like, what? I love you and you don't love me. I'm done with this. And then she kind of like forgave me, but still left at the end. So I went with Jay alone to the border because Vanessa dumped me. And that's when, and I think this was one of those moments where I was like, I think because I waited, it changed the dialogue. Because as Jay walks out, it like brings me to this scene where I'm just overlooking this beautiful lake. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'm just like admiring the art style. And then as I'm doing that, it's like, go on. And I hesitated. And then all of a sudden I got interrupted by a park ranger who starts talking to me. You can tell he's pretty much onto you. He's like an old guy. It tells you he's got a bum knee, all this stuff. And long story short, I ended up running from him, and I failed the quick time event, which I think led to him catching me instead of me getting away. He corners me on like a overlook of a waterfall. We got into a whole thing, and my option was I think I could have jumped and taken him with me in some epic murder suicide, but I was like, that seems like he's just like this old happy park ranger. He's like, I've never had to fire my gun. Who knows? Maybe he's killed people, but he told me he'd never killed anyone or shot his gun, and I believed him, and I was like, all right, fine, I surrender. Cut to the end. Jay ends up on death row. I don't know all the charges, but he's on death row. I visited him with Zoe, and I had the option to go to his execution the next day, and I went, which I think is what saved him because he gets to stay on his execution. So I don't know if he dies if I don't go, but that's what happened in my story.
So I want to tell you because I told you I had that walkthrough, and it says that if you go with him, he lets you go. And I was like, that doesn't seem right because he knows that you're wanted for murder. So it also said that you could run away from him and get away. So when you're on that overlook where you said like you can jump, I thought, because it said that I could get away, this is the only time that this walkthrough did me dirty because it does not say that you push him off too. So this is the only time. Yes, it was the only time. It was the only time that this walkthrough did not tell me that something bad was going to happen. I thought that he was ranger. Like I said though,
that's the T-shirt. Liz murdered a park ranger.
No, the walkthrough. The walkthrough did not tell me.
Park rangers.
And he died, and then you lived. And I felt, this is what I mean, where it just like, I can't fully give this a game because I felt awful after.
So,
gosh,
for me, like I said,
I'm so glad I had a heart and I surrendered.
Wow. So okay, back rubs guy.
What's it like?
That's a real heart right there.
Like I said, for me, I really wanted Vanessa. For me, like I liked Vanessa more than I liked Jay. So I was like, no, nothing needs to bad happen to Vanessa. She's been super cool helping us out. So we get to the park. Yeah, like we punched the boyfriend in the face and she wanted to like ditch us. I don't think we said I love you to her. I think it was something about loyalty. And she was like, okay, I'm going to come with you to the park, but that's it. But then, of course, she like, when you get to the park, to me, I never even saw the park ranger. It just does a scene of you guys are walking in the woods at the park.
Oh, she left me before the park.
Oh.
We were like camping the night before, and that's when she was like, no, I am not coming with you when you go.
Yeah, that camp scene is where we convinced her to stay. But yeah, I never even saw a park ranger in my game. And then while we're like walking through the park, the dad shows up calling for her. And she's like, Dad, what are you doing here? And then, of course, it dawns on your character that, like, wait, if the dad's here, that means the cops are here. So I went out through a whole quick time event of dodging the dad and the cops. And yeah, I got to the top of the waterfall like you guys, but I was with Vanessa. And so this is where me and Mason had like a good 30-minute discussion because we had the option of ditching Vanessa and jumping solo or jump with Vanessa. Because Vanessa's like, if you think we'll make it, I trust you and I'll jump with you. And I was like, if this has us jump with her and she dies or we both die, I was like, I do not want to do this. I was like, I'd rather just Jay die.
Just met this guy.
But I was like, I want a happy ending with like Vanessa. Like I thought she was like that really nice person. So we finally ended up deciding to jump with her. And we ended up crossing into Canada, and she lived with us for 6 years, but then in the end, she decides to ditch you and go to California and have her own life, whatever. Which also, it sounds like our listener Bill kind of had the same choice of that same thing happened where, yeah, he was in Vanessa in Canada for 6 years. So I think me and him had kind of the same choice.
Well, Vanessa, if she doesn't go with you, she gets a really successful job and has a happy life.
Okay, so I screwed her life up.
So.
My bad. Sorry, Vanessa.
And Dave, what about you?
I only get to episode 4.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I also...
So we're spoiling this game for you now.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So this is like a small decision thing, but I kind of wanted to show like how much of a jerk like Dale is, the brother. You know that whole pizza thing where the police bring them
Oh, yeah,
pizza?
he was the one who gets sniped, which he has to die, right? I don't think. There's
Yeah,
anyone who
I
can
think
save
so.
He
but
didn't get sniped with me, but he still died.
him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he didn't get sniped. It was when
I
he
defended him from
grabbed
the sniper. I don't know why I did.
he grabbed the motel woman and she kicked him away.
Yeah, and he gets.
But yeah,
shot
he wouldn't
crossfire.
share the pizza, and I actually looked it up. And if you joke with him, he ends up giving you guys pizza. But that's
Oh,
how
yeah,
much
we
of a
got pizza
jerk
from
he
him.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that he didn't want to give you pizza. I also wanted to touch on the dad, Vince's dad, the grandfather. So I found
he was
out
a
at the
jerk, too.
very end that he was lying about his illness. At the end, he has what appears to be maybe dementia.
Yeah.
But so at the end of the game, he gets shot and killed when Zoe comes back because they live in the same apartment building. But he had to stay in Two Rock, the place that they were at during the robbery, and he doesn't want to talk about it. And you don't know what happens. And then he gets shot. And
Yeah.
so this is when you were talking about earlier about, possible like DLC or another game or something. And for me, it's just like, I hate that they left that.
When that happened, I was like, is there not another book? Like, what's going on? Is there another chapter?
Does he have a
I'm assuming
family
has to
there?
I think he has to deal with something with some sort of the mafia. Like the whole reason you have this black book from the sheriff because the sheriff's doing dirty dealings, I think, with like the mafia. And so I think the father also has some sort of tie with them.
Or maybe he's connected with Jay. They don't know who the dad is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you never know who Jay's. That actually was my guess because that was another one of my guess because I think it was the evil mom saw the dad and was like, "You look familiar." So that was my guess because he said he was a traveling salesman. It wouldn't surprise me, yeah, if he. Because
The guy from the motel recognized him.
I think Jay's mom. I think was the aunt. Like I think she was a Holt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just don't know who the dad was, and that's why I think it was. I think it's your.
Oh, I have assumed that Vince's dad was Jay's dad, because when they made a reference to him coming through as a traveling salesman,
Yeah.
that I thought maybe he might have, accidentally started a second family there, if you will.
But I wonder if that is true, if he even knew that she was pregnant or not, because it's like, did he abandon all of his children?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is true. That was just kind of how I took it. Is all I'm saying.
But I'm curious, who ends up shooting him. I'm curious if it's still Jay. If Jay comes back and shoots him or something, finds out he's the dad. I doubt it's Jay. That's why I feel like it's
because
tied
he
to the
get shot
mafia.
no matter what, even if he's
Yeah,
in
he got shot
death
in my
row?
game. Oh.
Because if he's on death row, how could he shoot him?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, did the grandfather get shot in your game, Keith?
I don't think so. I don't remember what happened to the grandfather. Actually, now that I think about it,
How did the game roll credits? Did it not have an end scene?
it did. I actually just don't remember
Oh.
what happened to the dad.
Good job, Keith.
Yeah, I don't know. I have
But
to go back
I
and
mean,
look that one
it
up.
depends on how you play. Like, Jay might not really be a murderer in your game. So for me, it's like, I mean, maybe, but the way that I played it, I don't think he would murder
Yeah,
someone.
technically my game, I don't think Jay killed a single person.
He didn't even
No.
even pee in the sheriff's lemonade or soda
Nope.
or whatever it was in my game. So
Yeah, same here. Oh, at the sheriff's house, did the wife help you?
yeah.
Yeah, the wife helped me too.
Yeah, that's how you tell that he's an evil man. If she's like, yeah, rob my husband, I'm dying. I hate this man.
Oh, I think we locked her in the room and ran away.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice. Lock away the cripple.
Yeah, that wasn't one of my
Keith
finest
was waiting for the
decisions.
option
Oh,
to
no.
push her down the stairs.
Yeah, right.
Gosh.
Is there an option
that
to feed
bad
her
of
the
a person.
dog? Oh, did any of you guys hurt the
Jeez.
dog? I know there's an option to hurt the dog.
No,
think
what do you
so.
mean? How?
I was gonna say, I think you could like throw a stick or something at it. The first
To
when
quiet it?
When I played it with Mason, the dog chased us, and yeah, it had an option for us to like kick the dog or something like that, or I think like fight the dog, but we ended up just outrunning the dog.
I think I just distracted
Oh,
it.
like a canine?
Yeah,
Oh no, wait. I might have. I thought you were talking about Zeus and
sheriff's
trying to
dog.
quiet it down. No, I think I did kick the dog.
Oh
Gosh,
my gosh.
Liz.
No, wait, I didn't.
Kicking dogs,
No, I
murdering
didn't.
park
I didn't
rangers.
kick the dog. I remember being chased by a dog, but I did all the quick time events perfectly, so I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I think that might have been a video that I saw somebody do it.
Okay.
I did every.
That seems convenient.
No, I did not fail a single quick time event.
She shot the dog.
Okay, anti-cripple back rub
And
guy.
then she laughed after she did it.
Liz, I do think it's so funny. You always talk about like how bad you feel in video games, but I feel like you make some awful choices sometimes.
No, I made one
Kill
bad.
sea monkeys.
I made one bad decision in this game, and it was because the walkthrough didn't leave in the key point that you would accidentally kill the guy. Okay, and do you know what? I didn't get my wife shot. I didn't tell her, "Oh, I'm
I
never going to
didn't
forgive
either.
you when
That
you don't
was
know if she's
Mason.
going to die."
Mason chose
Yeah,
us to
okay.
run. I did not want to run. Don't
I
blame
don't think
it on
it's
me.
okay to cheat if you're not getting back rubs. I didn't kill Vince. Sorry to throw you under the bus too, Dave, but I mean, like, everyone's going to come at me. I'm going to come at all of you. Okay? So,
Look, I didn't know that she was cheating from the lack of back rubs. I was just trying to be a good husband. And my dad was being a jerk, all right? And I didn't get Vince killed. And I didn't murder a park ranger.
insinuated that no back rubs equals you
I
deserve to
ended
cheat.
up on
The way that you
death
worded
row.
it, you said that, well, he wasn't giving her back rubs.
I ended up on death row because I refused to murder a helpless
It was
old
an
man.
accident.
And you, Liz,
It was an accident.
in an act of malice, shoved him off of a.
I didn't
of an
know it was going to
overlook.
happen.
A harmless old man. How dare you? How dare you?
All right. Any other points you guys want to discuss?
Keith's the worst. That's the only point I want to discuss, but I think I've already made my point very clear.
Oh, well, okay. Well, what about Paul? What did you guys decide with Paul? As Paul, did you turn in the mother?
Oh, I thought we already wrote it.
No.
No,
I
I
talked a little bit
kind
about
of
what
did.
did.
Where I said that you had him get away, and I said I couldn't because I couldn't let that woman get free.
So after the cabin, she was gone. So what did you not play as Paul?
No. They did not. She did not get away, and then that was it for him.
Oh.
Tyler is in prison on death row, and he does not get a whatever it's called. He actually is going to die.
Nice.
No pardon.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so what did you guys do? Keith, did you let the monster get away?
I mean, I saved Paul.
Oh, so you let
but-
the murderer who murdered at least 4 police officers, got her sons killed, that evil psychopath? Oh, okay, so how many more people is she going to kill because of you? Okay, so I'm just saying, back rubs, let murderers go free.
None probably. She's sipping Mai Tais down on the beach. I don't.
She
I don't think
killed
she's hurting
Paul.
anyone anymore.
No, let's face it, she killed Paul. She prostituted herself
Nope.
to get him to help, and she killed him.
Her and Paul were sipping drinks on the beach.
No, she's going to murder
in my
him,
game.
just like she murdered her children. She's going to, no.
You're assuming things about
I know,
these people.
I know
don't
enough. I know enough.
I know she did bad things. I'm not defending her. I'm just saying I saved Paul. So.
But you also
Paul's
freed
doing
a
well.
murderer. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I
you
have
know.
I have a soul.
You win some as you murdered an old man.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think we've annoyed our listeners enough. We've got Liz angry enough.
I'm just putting truth bombs out there, and Keith's trying to dodge them and doing a real bad job. So,
No, I own up to my decisions. I
you
just didn't murder a helpless old man.
backpedaled and said you didn't make that back rubs comment. Get out of here with that.
Oh, I made that comment, and it was hilarious because it got you all riled up.
You guys need to rate games on a back rub scale. I think it's 4 out of 5 back rubs.
All right. So thank you all so much for joining. We hope you enjoyed this little spoiler cast episode. Thank you, Dave, for joining us. Thank you so much, Bill, for recommending that we play this adventure. I've been your Hardcore Gamer host, Andrew. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird0952. If you have any game suggestions, please, we'd love to hear it at GamePassGrabBag@gmail.com or at Facebook or Twitter at GBGBPod. Please give us some game recommendations. We have quite a bit, but we always love hearing from you all. But yeah. Keith.
I've been Keith, and I'm going to go give my wife a back rub.
And I'm Liz Noob, gamertag, comment on Dean, and I'm on Twitter at LizNoobNoobBusyW.
Dave. you want people to follow your Twitter?
I don't have Twitter, but it's been fun being on. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. We always like having more people on these spoiler episodes, get more inputs. Greatly appreciate you taking the time joining us. But that'll do it for us all. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you all. We'll see you again next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.